I wanted to take a moment to explore today some of the mystery of Chinese singing. Our classical singers here in Australia have drawn on Italy for generations, and our rock and pop singers have drawn on America. But what are some of the techniques and sounds of China that could be woven into modern Australian singing? I was at a BrisAsia concert in Brisbane a couple of weeks ago, and listening to our next guest sing was like being pulled into rural China. And so she's agreed to come in and explain Chinese singing to us. Wang Zi is a graduate student at the University of Queensland School of Music, and prior to that, she graduated from the China Conservatory of Music. She's been a part of Chinese national operas, performed at the Great Hall of the People in 2016. After graduating, her curiosity about vocal art brought Zi to the University of Queensland for postgraduate studies and to study Western vocal art. Zi, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for coming in. I was so amazed by your singing because I hadn't heard Chinese classical singing before, so it was wonderful to hear that night. Can you tell us, how does Chinese singing differ from Western singing?
When it comes to the difference between Chinese and Western vocal music, it involves many aspects such as singing techniques, language habits, culture, aesthetics, and even different important shapes, just like violin and the cello. Yeah,
Yes.
which have similar structures but different sounds.
Can you tell me a little bit about what role singing plays in Chinese culture? Is it for entertainment, for spirituality? What's the role?
Yes, Chinese songs include all those aspects you mentioned. In fact, traditional vocal music expresses thoughts and context through singing language, which is also the main feature different from the other music works. So, yes, Chinese songs have all those aspects. And the context includes, but is not limited to, the expression of emotions between men and women, the feelings of family and friendship, and personal aspirations, and the missing of hometown and descriptions of beauty things, and so on.
Yeah,
and so
all of
many
life
things.
is
Yeah.
covered by the singing. So when we talked on the phone earlier, you said you could take us through ancient singing, folk singing, and traditional opera.
Yep.
Can we do that? Can we start with ancient singing? Can you demonstrate ancient singing and tell us whatever you'd like to?
Yeah. Asian singing. Maybe I will sing a Chinese ancient song named 一剪梅. It's 红藕香残，玉簟秋。轻结罗裳，独上兰舟。云中水起，尽数来。雁字回时，月满西楼。花自飘零，水自流。一种相思，两处闲愁。哦，此情无计可消除，才下眉头，却上心头。哦，却上心头。
It's beautiful, the way you slide between the notes. I think that's...
Yeah, and it's also the big difference between Chinese and Western works.
The sliding.
Yeah, and the freedom.
Yes.
In the singing of the works, one of the big difference between China and the Western is the freedom of the singer when singing. For the most Western works, the singer must sing exactly according to the score, and no elements can be added. But it's different in Chinese works.
Yes, more improvisation. Yeah, similar to Indian music where you can be creative.
It's the same thing.
Classical. So that was ancient singing. Now, what about folk singing? Can you explain or just demonstrate, if you'd like, how that's different to ancient singing?
Asian songs is almost based on the poems, the Chinese poems, and the folk songs is just for the languages we used in the life. So maybe I can sing Red Roaster. Red Roaster is from my hometown Shanxi province. 大了红灯公鸡，冒了腿儿的腿儿，吃不上些东西，白跑了个腿儿。嗦啦嗦啦啦啦嗦啦，咱呀呼嘿，巧不里个啦哒啦哒咿呦喂，养了眼儿东下长青，一里咕咕一里咕咕哟一哟眼儿，一哟一哟眼儿，官兵登招马家来了，嘁哩哩哩啪啦啦啦盖子儿，呼啦啦啦杨柳青呀呼嘿，嘁哩哩哩啪啦啦啦盖子儿，呼啦啦啦杨柳青呀呼嘿，嘿哈。
So that's very different to the ancient singing.
Yeah.
Is that meant to be more fun?
Yeah. It's more lively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was that song about?
I'm sorry?
What was the topic of that song?
Yeah, it's a love song.
Love song.
It's a love song. It's a Shanxi province. It's the contact is about a woman set a red rooster as her lover.
Okay.
Yeah, and to express her feelings. Yeah.
Interesting. Traditional opera was the third style you said you could demonstrate to us. Tell us about that.
Chinese traditional opera. Very old one.
Yeah.
Traditional Chinese opera is mainly composed of literature, music, dance, fine arts, and performing arts, and a lot of things. It's a combined arts. So it's an all-in art form that is still active on stage today in the it's compared with Greek tragedy and comedy, and Indian Sanskrit.
Yes.
Sanskrit.
Yes. That was the same as our Greek. That was our old style of language.
It have similar things.
Yeah.
And referred to as the world's three ancient theater cultures. But the Chinese traditional opera is a all-in art form that is still active on stage.
Yes.
So let's sing a Peking opera. Do you know the Peking opera?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's the city Peking.
Yep. Chinese opera has a very various styles in the different province, different national. So the Peking opera is the famous one.
Okay, so that's the one we should follow on Facebook.
Yep.
Okay. Can you show us some Peking opera or traditional opera singing?
Wisdom find. 想当初老子的队伍才开张通共，才有10几个人，7、8条枪，与皇军追得我晕头转向，多亏了阿青嫂，他酒缸里面把身藏，他那里醍醐蓄水，面不改色，无事一样，骗走了东洋兵，我才躲过大难一场，似这样，救命之恩终身不忘，安虎谋将一起。 中当报长。
Tell us about that song.
It is a Western find in Shajiabang. It's chose from Shajiabang. It's a Peking opera just after the New China was started. Yes, it's the contact of the war between China and Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a history contact.
So many stories to tell
Yeah.
And I'm glad you came in to explain. I haven't seen this before, but I hope we can explore more of Chinese singing.
Yeah.
Just before you go, are you planning to stay in Australia and do more of this type of work?
Yep. Um, one of my studies to introduce the Chinese traditional opera and songs to the Western people. Yeah, because I think the music is just the beautiful things in the world, and it's higher above the language.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful way to bring people together.
yeah.
Wang Zi, thank you for coming in today.
Oh, thank you.